We have some incredible news that are going to make a big impact in the election of 2024. The DC Court of Appeals have answered the question if the president is immune, and the answer is that no, he's not immune. Now, the prosecutor, Joseph Smith, he really wanted a speedy trial. He wanted this to go to the Supreme Court, and of course, this is not in Trump's best interest. So what's next? The Supreme Court is gonna take whether they take this case or no. Trump will appeal to the Supreme Court. There was a four-panel judge from the District of Columbia, and the Court of Appeals decided that basically what happened 3 weeks ago still stands. Trump is not immune. As president, he cannot do whatever he wants without prosecution, without being convicted from the Congress. Now, the problem here is that this sets a case for future presidents. Obviously, this is getting out of proportion. Like, this is right in the year where we are supposed to elect our next president. Now, what I don't like about this is that it happens exactly when South Carolina is supposed to select the Republican nominee, and for whatever reason, obviously, Trump is trying to delay this as much as he can. On the other hand, Joseph Smith's trying to make sure he gets convicted as soon as possible. And when you go to the election, would you vote for a person that has been convicted of a crime? NBC just released a poll, and it does affect the numbers a little bit. It'll help Biden. It also helps people forget about the problem that we have with immigration, with economy. So obviously, all these things, like a massive amount of lawsuits. And for me, what I think is that there's a high percent of chances that Trump will be convicted before the elections, and then people will say, well, I don't want to vote for Trump anyway, but people are really not liking Biden either. He has the lowest approval in many, many years since President George Bush. So right now, we're very confused. Where are we? We have one basically candidate that is most likely going to get convicted. This will go to the Supreme Court. I'm very certainly interested in the Supreme Court because then this will set something for the future, for, 30 years from now, they'll remember us. But right now, all these games are very consuming. Like, media pays a lot of attention to this. Audible, this is notable for future presidents. Presidents can only be charged with crimes if they have been convicted by U.S. Congress. I think that makes sense. That's what the Congress is for, so they can do work. But here, it's been 4 years. They really haven't done anything. They did a committee, though, and that is basically textbook for Jack Smith. Jack Smith should basically execute that committee. But there's also a lot of controversies, like, should we allow the committee to take 4 years? Obviously, this is right in the middle of the election. There's a 57-page ruling and decision from the DC Court of Appeals. Now, they have basically sided with the judge that said the president is not immune. However, now this will further delay things. I can already see Trump convicted before you go to vote, and that's not good. Just not good for us. Like, we're going to vote for a president. Should you choose the convicted felon, or should you choose the other guy that is 30% somewhere their job approval? So this kind of really sucks. We're not really sure why it got so nasty, but this is the worst I've seen. This is very, very nasty, very difficult, and of course, very sad for us to see just how many lawsuits are popping left and right. And this is not good. In case this is what Trump wanted. Trump wanted to delay this forever and ever. And I think he might be able to delay this until summer. And now they say that it could be May, maybe late April. And I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen there. But for sure, this is a sad day for everybody. Some media outlets that are Democrats obviously are celebrating these, and then we will see experts talk forever and ever about, like, their opinions, blah blah blah, like basically the same stuff we already know. But the real, I think the real day that matters, like when election day comes in November, that's when everything matters, because all these lawsuits are just a waste of time, a waste of money. Everybody's kind of paying attention to this, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of people know how they're going to vote, who they're going to vote for. So I think this is taking a lot of attention from the media, but obviously this is what media is for, just to post all these controversial things. So this is a very important ruling. It just happened this morning. So let's see what happens in April, and let's see what happens when the Supreme Court takes this. And let's hope that we can elect a president without so much noise. I'm not excited about electing a president this November, but this time I think it really matters, like just how nasty politics have become. So I think everybody that is going to vote, it really matters, like who you vote for. Maybe not so much for the reason that this is the things that they're gonna do, or these are the things that they're promised. Now we just have to choose which one is not as bad as the other guy. So that's the fight that we're on. Trump versus Biden. It's getting very nasty, and it's sad that things took so long. So now we have to, like, in this year, in the middle of this whole drama, talk about dysfunctionality. This is a very dysfunctional system, but I guess we have to choose which one you like the most or which one you dislike the least. Anyway, thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe and ring notifications.